Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. Thanks for tuning into the podcast today, where I'm talking about something I've seen happen time and time again with practice owners looking to add another stream of income by offering group programs and courses. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and when you take the time to listen to this podcast, I promise to share with you easy to implement strategies and marketing advice that help you grow a thriving practice, which I call one where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. The topic I want to cover today is one I run into a lot with folks in my Thrive Marketing Academy and my Inner Circle membership programs. Practice owners looking to expand the services they offer and add in online courses and group programs as a way to scale their business and add that extra stream of income. They understand the beauty of the one-to-many income models. You deliver something once or take the time to create it once, and many people pay you over and over again for the same program. It's that one-to-many income model that is the lure for adding courses and groups and why it's so appealing to practitioners. Heck, any business owner finds it appealing, and that's why the online learning industry has grown as much as it has in the past 5 years. Online courses can indeed help business owners generate more revenue, diversify your income stream, and for some, even have a passive stream of income. Though I will debate with you whether any kind of stream of income like this is really passive, because honestly, unless you're Kevin Costner and you've got that field of dreams, you have to do your marketing. You cannot just build it and they will come. There's work that you have to put into having some success with these courses and programs, but they can help you scale your practice and grow. And then, of course, the other big plus to having these is that big draw of being able to work fewer hours and make more money. This is why many practice owners are out there creating courses and group programs. All those benefits are too hard to ignore, and folks make it seem so simple and easy to make it happen. Now, if you're like a lot of other practice owners, you may have tried the same business tactic too, creating a course or creating a group program. And like a lot of the clients I've worked with, you've probably put in a ton of time creating that course and all the material, building the course online, creating the content for it, doing the PowerPoints, the videos, the handouts, the resources, all of the stuff that will help the students taking the course or joining in the program. Even setting it up in an online training system or learning system where people can register for it and buy it online. Then you've probably done things like build a sales page, connected it all to your email marketing system so that you can make sure that your students are in your email system too. And here's the thing, all of this does take a lot of time. And it's at this stage, most people are ready to market the course and get prepared and totally prepare themselves for students signing up and reducing the time they spend working. And most importantly, hearing that cha-ching of the dollars hitting your bank account as hordes of people buy the course. But for a lot of people at this stage, what they experience instead is not at all what they thought would happen. No one is signing up. They're spending more time trying to do more marketing to get people to buy the course, and nothing's working. There are no cha-chings going into your account, but you are hearing those cha-chings going out as you spend more money and more time trying to figure out how you can get people to buy this course. And that's where the experience of more and more frustration, more than you've probably ever experienced with your business, because you just have invested so much into this program, this course. The frustration with some of my clients comes more from all the time they put into the project that just fell flat for them. It's often that feeling of the rug being pulled out from under you, that feeling of total defeat and frustration. But here's the thing I want to tell you. If you have tried this before and this is you and you're feeling this, you are not the only person out there who's ever been in this situation, nor are you the only one to have experienced trying to make that dream of having multiple streams of income by having a course that people can buy. The problem is that other course creators rarely admit this. So everyone thinks all those courses out there are solid sellers and are fulfilling the dreams and visions of everyone who ever created their course, when often this is far from the truth. So please do not beat yourself up over this if you have tried launching and having a group program or an online course and it didn't work. Now, I will tell you, it may just be because it's going to take longer than you think to make it work. But for most people, it is because they've skipped having those solid foundations that I talk about all the time. And there are definitely ways to have a course as part of your offers in your business, but you've got to make sure that you go about it in a way that's going to help you succeed, as opposed to ending up spending more time and having that feeling of defeat and frustration. So if you've ever thought that this is something you experienced and you've tried it yourself, or you've even been thinking about it too, I want to share a way that you can go about this so that you'll see more success in the end by having a course or a group program than the example I just shared, because that's not what I want for you. I don't want you taking the time to invest in a course, put it all together, have everything that you need there, and have it fall flat. I want you to know and understand what will help you be successful by adding a course or program like this to your offers. First thing is, I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to do some homework and be prepared as possible so that you can see the success you're after. I will tell you, the clients I've helped launch and run successful courses and programs have all started in the same place and followed a similar path, a path that had them get to a ready point where they had a base level of both clients and income before they launched their courses. They also built stability with their business, with their operations, and their marketing and sales system. It's all about building those solid foundations. Foundations matter a lot in business, and this is something I learned many years ago as I was growing my own business and then helping multiple clients with theirs. I learned from so many situations that looking for that easy button or a magic pill when it comes to growing a business, well, that's not how life works at all, and it's not how business works either. Getting back to the basics was always a path that worked better in the long run for my clients and myself too. It's why I teach this very thing to my Thrive Marketing Academy members. After almost 15 years in business, I have come to learn that the best way to build that long-term and thriving practice or business is by ensuring you have all 4 pillars of marketing a practice in place. And those 4 pillars are your foundations, your messaging, your content, and your systems. Now, you can learn more about these 4 pillars in episode 1 of the podcast, where we talk a little more in depth about each one. But essentially, what you need to know here is they work together along with you as the CEO of your business. So they connect all the elements that are needed to run your business and build that consistent flow of clients, which also means a consistent flow of income. It's all about getting those foundations in place so everything works and works well. And when you're at this stage where your business has this steady base, that's when you can begin to spread your wings and add different offers, add more services, things like group programs and courses. What I've experienced with my clients is that when you try to add these extra offers and additional services before you've built that base, a base of clients and income, well, then oftentimes what happens is you end up spreading yourself too thin, trying to make it all work, and then nothing works. You find yourself trying too hard on everything and doing well at nothing. Because when you're spreading yourself too thin, this also means you're probably spreading yourself thinner with clients. You have less clients and you have less time to work with clients, which means less income, and that just adds to the frustration. Now, I'm not trying to depress you or make you feel bad in any way if this situation is one you found yourself in. Too many other people in the world have been in the same spot, so please don't beat yourself up if this is what you have done before. But what I do want you to understand is there is another way to make this work. It's the path that my clients I referred to earlier have done as well. Sometimes it occurred after a course or program launch failure, and sometimes it happened before they headed down that path. But in any case, every one of the clients I've worked with who've seen success and have run courses or groups that fill up, programs that have had 5-figure launches and more than once, or even group programs that kick off brand new and sell out more than 60,000 in 6 weeks. That was a really fun new program to set off with that client. I'm telling you right now, every one of these success stories with these clients, that client, every one of them first had that base of clients and income in place, their foundations, and they were solid. And what made them solid was it made them have that comfort level to know they were secure in their business before they added those extra services and expanded. So, what they did was they focused on 5 things and making sure that they were in place before they launched that course or group program. So, first thing they did was focus on building that base income by offering their main service to clients. Everyone needs to have a base income, and you should have a revenue goal of some sort that involves this. If you haven't done that kind of goal setting with your business or your practice at this stage, I do encourage you to do it. But when they focus on building this base income, that moved them on to the second thing, which meant that base income allowed them to build their experience and expertise by working with all of those clients. Because the knowledge you get from working with clients, especially in a service-based business like private practice or even other service-based businesses like coaching, because I do work with a lot of coaches as well, that knowledge you develop, the experience you develop by working with those clients, that is often what goes into the curriculum for an online course or a group program. So building that expertise and having more time to work with clients will help you have that expertise that you need to convert it into the material for your programs. Now, the third thing that they did as well is as they were doing all of this, they were building the foundations, getting everything in place, but they were also developing systems for the various aspects of running the practice and working with clients, honing their skills at not only just running the practice, having client onboarding systems, having marketing systems, having finance systems, but building the balance of running the business and having a life as well. So putting all of those into place by having these different and various systems or processes or schedules that they followed that allowed them to do what they needed to do to build that base income. They were also building a list of not only leads and clients, but referral partners too. So building that community of people who may also be interested in this new offer, because a lot of the clients that you may work with one-on-one may turn into potential clients for these courses or group programs. So having this community of people who might be interested in the services you're looking to expand to is very helpful as well. When you have more of an audience, it does make it a lot easier to kick off an additional service like this, because you know you've already got pre-qualified leads in there because you have been list building and having people come into your sphere that you have, whether it's online through lead magnets or in person through referral partners. People who know what you have and what you have to offer that may work with you or may just be browsing with you at this stage. The fifth thing that they focused on before launching their course or group program was coming to a place where their days were filled with a balance of working with clients and working on their business so that they could sustain what they had and even grow it. And at this point, that's when they reach what I call the ready stage to expand. And that is when you're at a spot where you are going to decide how that expansion is going to happen. And it typically is going to take you down one of two paths. Either A, you make a decision to expand the practice and bring on other practitioners or a team. And this is what a lot of my clients did. And they do it so that they can continue to serve more clients and grow the business even more. Or when they're at the ready stage, they make the decision that how they want to expand is by offering a course or a group program. And when they got to this stage, the clients I've worked with, they took the time to research and validate their ideas. This is something a lot of people like to skip. They don't like to do the validation phase. It is a critical stage in creating a new service and adding a service in. Validation is when you're really taking the time to make certain that there are people that want the offer you're thinking of adding in, and more importantly, that will pay for it too. That's when the start of developing the program or the course typically begins. It's once they've got to that ready stage and they make that decision. Am I going to expand by hiring team members, or am I going to expand by adding additional services? So the ready stage really involves an aspect of the business that is critical to success. It's involving an area where the clients that have seen the success have built that base income. And that allows them to come to a place where they are able to reduce some client work and put in the time and energy toward the development of the program. Because as I mentioned before, these things don't sell themselves, and they take work to research, to set up, to launch, and then to market on a consistent basis so you keep the programs filled and you keep that income stream coming in. So at this point, you're either going to do this yourself or you're going to hire someone to do it for you. In either situation, you need time or money to make it happen. And that's when you use that base income to allow you to do this. So if investing in that time or money takes away all the base income that you have, then you're putting yourself in a risky situation. One where instead of succeeding, you could be losing more than you started with. And this is one of the reasons course creators don't succeed with those programs, is they don't have the ability to put in the time, the focus, and the commitment to manage, develop, and create the course or program and then do the marketing for it. Because if you are spending so much time hustling to build that base in your business because you haven't got there yet, you're going to need to hustle even more to launch a course or a program. But when you have that base support, those solid foundations in place, that's what's going to help you be successful at it. It means that you're not going to be worrying about having the income to pay your expenses and run the business while you step back a bit in order to launch this new service and this new offer. And this is why I am such a big believer in having that base and those solid foundations in place so that you can make the move to the next stage and add more offers to your practice, things like courses or group programs. And it allows you to do it without worrying about whether or not your business will survive, and also without shrinking the business that you have in the first place, because I've seen that happen too. People have focused so much on adding a group program or a course that they forgot about their base business and that base level of income as well. That is what they needed as their solid foundation to make it all work. Now, don't get me wrong, goals like offering a course or a group program are excellent goals, and I'm not saying don't have them. There is a risk element to adding them into what you're doing, but they also require, when you want to go to that stage and expand in this way, is adding in some reality as well to what you're doing. I believe that goals, they definitely need to have some risk to them because you've got to set goals that challenge you a little bit. But I also think they need to have a realistic aspect of some sort so that you're not chasing something that can never be a reality. If you're looking to add in a service and start a course or a group program, it can be risky, especially if you haven't done your due diligence first and done that validation phase to make sure you have the two critical things that all new offers or services need to succeed. One, clients who want the service, and two, clients who are willing to pay for it. So your foundations are going to be a key to many areas when it comes to growing your practice, but even more so when you're looking to expand your services. The people I've helped make this happen with, who've seen the success, did have those foundations in place. They had the base level of clients and income they needed to make the launching of that course and the creation time that was needed for it and the development time. It was easier because they had the resources they needed. They weren't having to really balance all of that, balance their life, and also add in and balance off taking back time from the business when they didn't have the base level of income they needed to live and support themselves in the first place. So for my clients that have had the success, if they didn't have that base, those foundations, the level of a success that they experienced wouldn't have been possible for them. Ones that I have worked through this, typically they've come to me after they've started a program or course. We've talked through what they need, what they have to have in place, and they've seen the light sometimes in that they weren't necessarily ready for it because they didn't have the base that they needed. Now, I will tell you that some people also saw the light when it came to the amount of level of work involved in launching a course or a program. And I'm not saying there aren't people out there that have done this and been really successful at it. There are definitely people that haven't got those foundations like I'm talking about. Oftentimes I find they're more at an influencer level, or they are someone who has had something happen that is. I had one client that her business started entirely because of a viral video that happened. It was not something she planned. It was just something that happened. And she worked with that and moved on with it. Well, that doesn't happen to everybody. For most folks with a practice or a business, when you're looking to expand, you want to look at doing it in a way that you're not going to hurt the business you have now and that you're going to be able to support yourself. Now, if you have some other way of supporting yourself as you do this, by all means, go for it. Okay. I guess my message for you here is the majority of people that are looking to add these additional services and streams of income to their practice, you will see more success. You will be more successful at it when you have those solid foundations in place that allow you to do what you need to launch that new course, that new program with the right tools, the right path, so that you can have people signing up for it and paying you for it and having that cha-ching of money come into your bank account. The lesson on risky goals and reality and having your base foundations, it's not about never taking a risk or never trying stuff new in your business. It's all about making sure that you're set up so that you can experience success too, without losing what you have, because I've seen that happen as well, and it's not fun to watch. So this very lesson on the solid foundations is one of the reasons why I actually teach the Thrive Marketing Method the way I do. We start with foundations. I know foundations are boring. People don't like to talk about them necessarily. They want to move into action and do things and make things happen. But your foundations in so many different ways, foundations for marketing, foundations for income, foundations for services, they all will help you thrive and move forward with more success. What I teach in the Thrive Marketing Academy is starting with the foundations, moving into the messaging, learning everything you need to know about those areas. Then we go into learning about content creation and marketing content. And then the fourth section that we talk about is systems that help everything run smoothly. We don't just jump into the marketing and the activities, not without a plan, because it typically doesn't work. And people have asked me before why they can't just go out and get on social media to market their business and their programs and their services, and why they can't just create a course and go out there and post something online every day and get people signing up over and over. Well, you can certainly try it, but I'm telling you right now, having worked with over 500 clients one-on-one and having thousands more in my programs and services that I've taught in online workshops, group programs, courses, my membership, whatever it is, I can tell you right now that typically just running out there and posting on social media to get the results you're looking for doesn't work. It may work for a few people, but for the majority, you want to step back and start planning. And this is a strategy we talked about in episode 33. If you're looking to get results and see success and not waste time and not waste energy in creating things and doing things that people aren't going to pay attention to, well, that's when you want to really do that step back and start planning strategy. You want to make sure that what you do is intended to reach your goals and will help you get there. And what we talked about on this strategy was that very thing of how you can balance it all without being overwhelmed and get the results that you're looking to experience. Well, the same applies here when you're looking to expand your services. Being successful offering an online course or group program works so much better when you're not stretched thin, struggling to get it all up and running and then spinning your wheels to get it launched and figuring out how in the heck you're going to get people to buy it because they're not buying it. The success with group programs and courses, at least the way my clients have all experienced it, how I've helped them get there, was always much more purposeful and had the success they were after when they had the basics and those solid foundations in place first. So, what's my lesson here for today? Well, if you are someone who's been considering adding in a course or a program, adding in another stream of revenue or an additional service, and you're looking at that as the be all and the end all to save your practice and help you scale like you're on fire, well, I want you to listen carefully to the action step for today. A little bit of a quiz for you, okay? So here's your action step. If you cannot tell me in 5 seconds right now what your base revenue goal is for each month and for this year, then I want you to promise me you're going to block 15 minutes, maybe even 30 if you need it, and set it aside to look at your practice, look at your finances, and set this goal. Set that base level for client bookings and revenue from your clients. Because if you haven't even achieved this goal yet, I want you to then do action step 2, which is a check on yourself and ask, are your marketing activities focusing on ways to help you achieve that revenue goal? There's got to be things that you're doing in your business that will help you get to that base level income. So number 1, you need to know what it is. Number 2, if you're not there yet, you definitely need to find out if what you're doing is set to try and help you get there. Before you move on to adding extra services and expanding, you want to think about that base revenue goal and how important it is to your life and your lifestyle. If you're going to rely on it, then you've got to get to that place first. It's your stable and sustainable income level, that solid foundation, what you are going to need to grow and scale. So if you are not there yet, you will want to get a plan in place so that you know what activities you can be doing to help you achieve that revenue goal, that base goal. Not having a plan here is going to be a real problem too, because that plan, having one in place, will be the one that guides your marketing activity. And those marketing activities will help you achieve those other goals, that revenue goal, in addition to other goals I know you've probably set for your practice too. We work on plans like this in my Thrive Marketing Academy because I've seen firsthand how important they are. And it's why my program members finish the academy, number 1, with more confidence. They know exactly how they can be doing their marketing in a way that fits their lifestyle and helps them achieve their goals. And we see this success level because we start at the beginning with their foundations. In our private and group sessions, we do review their goals on a regular basis. We talk about the plans and we optimize everything as much as possible while they're learning the skills and knowledge so that they can put everything together and build a marketing plan that is simple and streamlined. These types of plans are the ones that are actually going to get you clients so that you have that time and you have the financial freedom that you can be doing what you want to be out there doing more of what you love to do. Not every hour of your day should be spent working with your clients and on your business. But if you haven't achieved that base revenue goal, you may be spending more time to try and get there, especially if that revenue is something that you rely on to live. Want some proof that these basics work and that solid foundations help? Within 2 months of joining the Thrive Marketing Academy, one of my members tripled her client bookings. That was 2 months that I said. And she did it because she started working on those foundations. Another member in the program took action after her marketing assessment with me, which is something everyone in the academy gets when they join. And she took action from the steps that we talked about and implemented the recommendations. Within 30 days, the bookings for her team practice jumped by almost 30%. They had almost 90 new client bookings in 1 month, 30 days. Taking the action and following the Thrive marketing method and focusing on those foundations is what changed for both of those practice owners. And this is why your foundations need to be solid before you expand your services. Now, if you're wondering what the Academy is all about, definitely feel free to book a call with me. We can talk about it and I can share some details on the Thrive Marketing Academy and if it's a program that could help you and your business. Plus, I'll let you in on something. Nobody knows this at the time that I'm recording this, and they probably won't know it when this comes out for a couple days. But I do have a spring bonus package being offered when folks sign up for the Academy between March 30th and April 10th. There's over $1,500 in bonus training and added one-on-one sessions with me as well. So if you think you're interested in the Thrive Marketing Academy, definitely book a call with me, and I will put a link to where you can do that in the show notes. As for your action steps, the last one I want you to do is, if you are thinking about a plan for growth in your practice and you're looking at ways to expand your services, whether it's a group program, a course, or even hiring a team, you want to be sure that you have those foundations and basics in place and that they are solid, that you have the ability and the freedom to be able to do some of the work you're going to need to do to make that expansion a reality. And more importantly, do it without fear or frustration. Now, if you have any questions about how you can make this happen for your practice and you want to talk it out, just book a quick call with me. We can run through your ideas and concerns to figure out the first step you need to think about to make that happen for you and your practice. And I'll put a link to where you can book that call, and also the other resources I mentioned in this episode. You'll have all of that in the show notes. So wherever you're listening to the podcast, you should see a link to it under there, or you can find them at marketingyourprivatepractice.com/34. This is Kathy Colaiacovo. Thank you again for listening in, and I wish you a fabulous day and an even better week. And remember, to thrive in practice means having solid foundations, that base that will carry you over the long term, so that your practice makes it past the first year, the third year, and even into the 5 and 10-year lifespans. Even more than that, it is possible. You started your practice, so don't let the basics stop you from keeping your dream and your freedom as an entrepreneur from thriving. I will see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.